JAXXON is now having one of the biggest sales of the year. It's 20% off all men's chain stacks. Head to JAXXON.com.
When it comes to chains, I only wear JAXXON. What's up? This your boy Rampage Jackson once again with Bear in the house, and we got a special guest, the first female we ever had on the show. We got Mackenzie Dern.
Yes.
What's your nickname? What's your fight name?
I don't have one.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't have a fight name?
No.
Give her one, Rampage.
Let me think. Like
Good one.
You know, actually, a story. My dad's name is Megaton. His nickname, right?
Is Megaton?
Megaton. That's my dad's name. So that's like a bomb, a big bomb. But in Brazil, gatinha, gato is a pretty girl. Yeah. So a lot of people in jiu-jitsu call me Megatinha, like a little Megaton, but a big, pretty girl.
I like that. I like that.
That's a good name.
That's a good name. Why you haven't incorporated that in
Oh, I don't know, because I'm gonna be fighting. Everyone's gonna like, oh, look at that pretty girl. My face is all like messed up after the fight. Like my nose is broken. I'm like, I have this huge like black eye and everything.
Well, you still look pretty in a couple of days after all that heal up.
Hey, you better be careful. Her dad right there. Her dad a coral belt. That dude will wrap a gi around your neck so fast.
I'm twice the size as her dad. I've dealt with a lot of daddies in my day.
That guy's a weapon.
I dealt with a lot of daddies.
Have you ever seen her dad on the mat?
Nah, I haven't seen him train. I haven't seen him.
He'll wrap a gi around your neck.
I don't wear no gi.
Can you fit in a gi?
I can't even fit in the gi.
I got you. Don't worry.
Will your daddy attack me if I try to hit on you?
I don't know that.
Hey, we all good?
I don't play it because I have a daughter. My daughter,
me too.
Yeah, she's 16.
Oh,
so
man.
I know how it is. I respect the daddies.
What about her boyfriends?
She got one boyfriend. He's like the same age as her. His name is Diego. But I call him Django.
And he knows that, so he met you and everything.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah. He's a good kid though. He's a good kid. I like him. He's very respectful.
Does he train?
No, he don't. He plays football.
Football, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So at least he's doing something. And you got a kid as well?
Yeah, my daughter Moa, 4 years old.
4 years old?
Oh man, she's crazy.
I've seen her in the gym with her.
Oh, for real?
Good mom, good fighter.
She's cool. She's climbing the ring, the cage. She's like a little monkey. She's crazy.
Is she going to start training jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, she trains.
She already?
Yeah.
Wow.
She
cool
coaches me.
You both have daughters.
Do you have any kids?
Do I have kids? Nah, not that I know of.
Right?
Nah.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, but would you care if your daughter was dating a fighter?
Dating a fighter. Oh, I haven't thought about that. No, I wouldn't care if she dated a fighter. I wouldn't care who my daughter dated as long as they treat her the way she's supposed to be treated. My daughter's a princess. No, I had to tell my daughter she's a real princess because I'm a king. I'm the king of slam. I am. I'm a king of slam.
No, it's nice.
So my daughter's a princess.
Unless your daughter was dating a fighter that could possibly beat you up, then there would be a problem, right?
Man, that's why they made assault weapons.
My dad, one of my first boyfriends, my dad, like he was a fighter, jiu-jitsu. He came over. My dad's like training with him, and they're going at it, and they're doing like 10,000 rolls, like 3 hours straight, nonstop. Then my dad gets home and like lifts up the bed. Here, help me lift up the bed. And there's like 5 rifles underneath it.
Like your dad's smart, huh?
Yeah.
Smart dad.
Smart dad.
That's crazy. You make your boyfriends train with your dad?
They sometimes I think I'm like, man, they want to date me just to train with my dad. I was like, man, they like to train with him.
Yeah. Most of them, they've been scared of your dad and stuff.
No, like who aren't fighters if they're just like regular guys,
Your dad is pretty cool. I don't see.
I know.
I don't see guys been.
After we break up, he's more friends with them than I am.
How is that? You got to. They come over to the barbecue.
Yeah, I have to tell him to stop talking to them.
Oh damn!
I'm like,
bad.
stop.
That's bad.
But it's all good. My dad's a cool guy.
He makes it awkward.
Yeah.
When did you start training jiu-jitsu? I mean, you grew up in a family with one of the most world-renowned, jiu-jitsu athletes of all time. When did you actually start training?
I started with 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And my first competition was 5. So, but it was like, you wake up, brush your teeth, then you go to jiu-jitsu. It took me a while to realize other kids don't do jiu-jitsu. I thought that everyone did it. It's just like your lifestyle. So you don't really ask why you have to brush your teeth in the morning, why you have to eat breakfast, or why you go to jiu-jitsu. It's just, that's what you did.
Wow.
And then I start to realize, oh, not all the kids do that, And then I realized it was different. But it was already, you go to the tournaments and you see again, like your dad is like, everyone's like, oh, your dad's so good. And I'm thinking my dad's like the superhero, you know, and I wanted to do it too. And I wanted to be just like him. So I think it was better than him having a guy, a boy.
Also, you the only kid?
Yeah,
Oh.
he knows stuff too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When did you start training MMA?
Was 2017. So like 21, 22 years old, 23 years old. Yeah. I had like kind of accomplished everything in jiu-jitsu. I wanted to like win some more things. You could always have, okay, 2 titles, 3 titles, but I mean, what's the difference between 3 or 5 or, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, at least on a personal level, you know? Then Ronda Rousey was a big hit and everything. And I was training kind of some with MMA guys, the wrestling part, just to help my jiu-jitsu. And they're all putting out like, no, you need to do it. No one has your jiu-jitsu, you know? No one has, you should do it. You can go to the movies and this and that and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm still young enough. I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll go back, you know? But really just kind of, you know, Dana, Sean, they all like kind of, hey, you want to do it? You want to do it? And as soon as I announced I was training, they like came over to Arizona, like already signed me. I had like the developmental plan, you know, where the deal where you can do the other events, but you're already contracted by the UFC.
Oh.
So just kind of like, see if you like it. If you don't, no problem. But if you do, you're with us. And
So they scouted you. They went out to the gyms and saw you train or something?
yeah. Sean, actually, he found me at the International Fight Week. I was there for like in the American Nationals Jiu-Jitsu tournament, and he came up to me, oh, you want to do MMA? I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know, I just beat Gabby Garcia, who's like, I think bigger than you, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Gabby, she's big.
Yeah. She's like, what, 230? How much she weigh?
Yeah, I'm 250.
250, okay.
She can't be bigger than me.
Yeah.
She looks bigger than me.
You ain't 250.
I'm 250.
You're like 200 now.
No. I was like 290 when I first started losing weight. I'm 250 now.
Yeah, I would say you like a lean 200.
No, everybody think I'm smaller, but I got big legs and a big ass.
So what weight class did you fight at?
I started off fighting at 205, and then when I got older, I went up to heavyweight. Yeah.
Did you like it better?
What, heavyweight?
Yeah.
I liked it better. I didn't have to cut weight. But I ain't gonna lie. My last couple of fights at heavyweight, I had to cut weight.
You liked it because you didn't have to cut weight?
I like heavyweight because I didn't have to cut weight.
You don't
but
like to cut weight?
it's hard sometimes.
You like cutting weight?
Oh, man.
Who likes it?
Yeah. But what you feel after, you feel good.
Some
you
people
know?
like it. Some people like the challenge.
No, I like
No, the challenge, no.
No. I like the way I looked when I was on weight. Just when you take a lot of pictures and do photo shoots.
Yeah.
You want to look like a model.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
selfies, you know.
I see he's been cutting weight. He's been in the gym. He takes his shirt off when girls walk in. I'm like, oh, Rampage, I got to shoot with these girls. All of a sudden, his shirt's off. He's lifting weights.
I show you a lot of his posts. He's promoting the clothing line of the chains. He got his shirt off. He's real.
Well, I just finally got abs. It took me like 30 years to get abs.
Oh, then, yeah. So
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
like show it and everything.
Yeah, a
Totally.
little bit. I mean, I'm not a world champion and I'm not a professional athlete, so I got to do something to get a little action.
How much weight do you have to cut for this weekend?
I'm like 13 pounds over right now.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, for girls, it's a little different, but like at UFC in Rio, I didn't make weight by 7 pounds. So that was like a big thing, you know, everyone talked bad about it, you know, it was like so unprofessional and everything. I missed my fight going out to Brazil, you know, so it was my second fight in the UFC. I was like, you know, everyone was just like, no, you know, so I was like really scared. And then I got pregnant right after that. So everyone was like, she's never going to come back. She's not going to do this and everything. I came back. Moa, my daughter, she like basically sucked everything out of me. So I kind of like, I lost a lot of weight after the pregnancy, which is, I think is usually harder for a woman, you know? But then I was like really scared to not make weight, you know? So I wouldn't cut weight at all. I would just like wake up on weight, you know? And I'll finally, as I'm getting higher in the ranks and I'm like kind of relaxing, I'm going back to that whole like cutting water. And then
Speaking on that, you say it's harder for women. I've never been a woman before, so I just got to ask, like, please pardon me for asking this, but what about if you're on your period and stuff? Don't you hold water and you got to cut weight? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, you hold water, like you get like retention, you know, you're heavier and it's like, you can tell because all of a sudden you're wanting sweets and everything. Usually you're okay, but you're like wanting to eat all the time. You know, it's kind of like when you smoke weed and stuff or something.
Have you ever had a fight while you was on your period?
No, but I've had like the week before where you're heavier, you know? So I'm kind of like, God, oh my gosh, my weight's heavy, you know?
Yeah.
And then you start to freak out and think you're not gonna make it.
I wonder how that would change the fight if a girl's on her period, you know, she's
She's
fighting.
all emotional and getting like, like way more angry.
I'm sure it's happened before.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I never thought of it till you said something.
Respectfully, I don't want to like, because I don't know if people are going to take that the wrong way, but like, if you are on your period and you have to fight, like, doesn't that make it a lot harder? I would imagine. I don't know how a period works,
I mean,
but like,
for me, for sure, I definitely like wouldn't want to get like white shorts or anything like that. I'd be like freaking out, you know what I mean? And seriously, I mean, for all girls, imagine that'd be like
I don't even
so
wanna think
scary.
about
Yeah,
that.
that'd be a career, and like they would just retire right there, huh?
Yes, you know, so it's like definitely, I think all the girls are like, please, don't be on the fight day, you know, don't have that happen. You know, it's just kind of like, I mean, obviously we control it and everything, but you never know. I mean, you get like punched in the stomach and, you know, like kicked in the stomach. What if something happens?
God, that would be crazy.
Bro, I never thought about that.
That would be so crazy.
That'd be so crazy.
I mean, it sucks. Respectfully, it sucks. I mean, obviously, you're professionals. I'm sure you guys would be able to deal with it, but that's a crazy one to me.
Yeah.
I got another question about fighting for a woman. Do it hurt if you get punched in the boobs?
I mean, sometimes not really. It hurts more to get like kicked in the vagina. Yeah.
That hurt too?
Yeah.
I didn't think that. Do y'all got to wear vagina cups?
No, but actually, I think in Victor LFA they were required it once, but they didn't have us do it. I don't know, the commission or something. But it hurts.
What do you buy the vagina
It's
cups?
like bone on bone.
I'm gonna buy one for Bear. What we buy these vagina cups?
He's like sparring and stuff. I'm like, I'm not getting in there with you guys. I just learned how to lift weights. You think I want to get in there with you guys? They like really train. I wasn't made for that. I was built for the microphone, not to get in the face with a glove.
But it's like pretty. Like, is it common you guys get hit in the balls?
Yeah, when you train with Czech Congo.
Man.
Yeah, I don't like to train with my cup on because I have like a steel cup. And it's just uncomfortable sometimes. I just wear it for fights. So
Does it change? But isn't that weird that you fight like a way that you're not training? Like you don't feel like it moves, it changes the way you fight?
no, not for me because I'm two different people anyway from when I train and when I fight. So it don't matter. It's
In
feel
what
like
way?
like right now I'm Quentin. I'm two people. I'm Quentin. You know what I'm saying? But when I fight, I'm a totally different person. That's when I'm Rampage. It's like I'm very weird. I have like tunnel vision. I don't see the referee. I don't even remember who refs my fights. I just see my opponent, and I'm just totally different. So I don't care if I got a cup on, whatever. I don't a mouthpiece in my mouth. You know, I don't care. Like whatever I got, it don't matter. I just want to get the job done.
So are you thinking during the fight? Like,
No.
do you have thoughts going through your mind?
I don't think so. I can't sit here and recall what's going through my mind. But I can say this. Sometimes I fought and Rampage never showed up. I won some of them and I lost some of them. And one time when I noticed, I'm thinking about it right now, when I was walking out to a fight and one of the guys in the back room dropped something right in front of me. And I bent down, tried to help him pick it up. I was like, "Oh shit, Rampage ain't here." Rampage, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's crazy. That must be a big mind game right there.
That fucked me up right there. I'm like, why I'm helping him pick up something he dropped. But I don't care if I fight with a cup on, whatever. I never cared.
Oh, it must be scary though, like to be training all the like for you guys. I mean, it's not common for girls to get kicked, you know, in that area.
Why
but
not? Why not though? Because you're still doing the same stuff, like the inside leg kick and the knees and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not just like touching. It has to like really kick, you know. Like, it has to have like hard impact, you know. But it's not just like if you scratch it. At least from what I see on the fights. But actually, it looks like sometimes you guys kick and like just to hit the cup, it can hurt, right? Or no?
Yeah, not me though, because I wear a steel cup.
Oh, yeah.
As long as everything tucked up in there, right? I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
You tuck it all in there?
Yeah, sometimes I had to get an extra large cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you make me order smalls? You got a big fight coming up, and obviously we see you training, and we see you with the camp, and you know your dad, and we see all the content you've been posting, and you're pretty focused. Fighting someone like Jessica, going into this huge fight, right? This is a big UFC card. Like, what is the mindset like right now? Obviously, I don't want to know your strategy, but I want to know the mindset. This is Emergency Jackson podcast. We got you here a few days before your fight. I want to know what's going through your head right now.
No, this fight is so like important to me. It's the first kind of like ex-champion that I fought, you know, so it's always a big step, you know. And Jessica, she's coming off of like 3 losses, so I know she's coming out hard, you know. She doesn't, you know, no one wants to lose 4 fights in a row. It's kind of like, you know.
3 is already bad.
I know,
Damn.
you know, and it's like she lost 2 submissions and 1 knockout, you know, so kind of like not like close fights, you know. So I'm like, man, I know she's in, but all of her other fights were kind of short notices, you know, and this one she's had a whole full camp, you know, so I know she's coming out strong. And I'm number 7 and she's 4, I think. So I'm just trying to get in there, and then it's Madison Square Garden. I mean,
Wow,
Next level.
it's crazy. That's
huge.
my
Man, I wish I was Wish I wasn't working. I would have, I wouldn't want to see that. That sounds like a good matchup.
You want to go?
I'm working now. You fighting this Saturday, right?
Well, not this, like next Saturday.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I was
You
confused.
gotta go.
I might be able to go.
Yeah.
Might have to send you.
Yeah, I might
have
be
you
able to
sit
go.
courtside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who do you have like in your fight camp right now? Who do you have in camp with you in general that's helping you stay focused? Or I mean, are you doing jiu-jitsu in the morning and then fighting at night, or like striking at night? Like, how do you balance out that camp?
Yeah, I mean, my daddy he lives in Arizona, so he comes out all the time, like every week to help me train from Wednesday to Sunday. But he like helps me as everything, like emotional support, just support, jiu-jitsu, of course, takedowns. I think like a lot of people, they say like I don't have really good takedown accuracy, because I'm not good at wrestling, but I do a lot of like judo. I have a really good judo background. Obviously not like Ronda Rousey, but judo background. So we work a lot on that. And then I have Antonio Chocolate, my husband. He's in my corner and he trains me. My head coach, Eduardo Lopez from Brazil, he is like the strategy behind everything, kind of getting me to really understand the fight, because I'm just kind of going there and I make it happen. It's not the prettiest thing, it's not the most technical. And now I'm like a little bit less emotional, kind of more technique wise,
I got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
You got your dad and your husband in your corner in the gym training you. And when you say daddy, which one answers?
That one. Totally.
Oh my God. Her dad's right there. I want to see both of you on the mat after this. That is crazy.
I just wanted to know.
You are so out of pocket.
I'm sorry.
Daddy? What is in your mind while you stare at her and ask these questions?
I'm just asking.
She got a husband right there. She got a dad who's literally will wrap a gi around your neck.
I'm just asking, do you call your husband daddy sometimes? You don't want to say in front of your dad.
Here you go.
No.
That's all I need to know. That look like that. That's all I need to know. Yeah.
He said no way. He said no
No.
You don't have to answer that, but if you go like this, that's a yes. You get now.
He's blinked 2 times.
Yeah. So going into a fight like this, it's obviously at MSG, and this is a big. I want to say like arena and audience. Obviously, you fought in big audiences before. Does that play anything into your nerves or into the way you look at the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've like I said, I've competed since I'm 5 years old, so I'm good at competition. For me, I don't know how you are. Like you said, you're different in training and then the fight, So like for me in training, people are like, that's the world champion, like through jiu-jitsu and stuff. Like that's her. I'm kind of like not doing so good. It looks like I'm getting beat up, but I'm not like, I don't need to win every single round or all the training, But I get into the fight. Like when I fought at the Apex, it was cool because it was different. Like you hear everything. My last fight, not my last one, but a couple, I was like really lean. And my opponent, she like kicked me in the stomach. And then I heard her coach saying like, yeah, I kick her in her chubby stomach,
What?
Yeah. And
I would have
like,
got that kid and whooped his ass.
in the middle of the fight, I was like, man, you can just hear everything, So it's very like challenging to keep your focus on the fight, But when you have the crowd, it's kind of like just tunnel vision. You don't really hear everything. You just hear like, and the crowd, it just really brings that out of you.
That's how I was fighting in Pride. You can hear everything because they're quiet.
Oh,
so
really?
I know that feeling
Yeah.
where you can hear your corner and your opponent's corner and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, throw this, throw that. And then you're like, I would be able to see it coming because I hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
But then maybe I was like, oh, yeah, I'm hearing everything. But then you're not acting on it,
Yeah.
You got to respond to, But Japan, they're very respectful.
They're very respectful.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
So you can hear everything. You hear your corner. You hear your opponent's corner. Your corner. I remember back in the day I was fighting in Pride. My old coach his name was Colin Oyama.
Yeah.
One time after fights, he said, "Man, when I corner you, it's like playing a live video game." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "I tell you to do it, and you do it
That's
right away."
good.
I can hear. I hear him, and I do it.
Man, that's cool. You're you're one of the best like video game, the ones that they want to characters,
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Rampage.
Yeah.
Especially in Japan, that's a stomping grounds. In terms of training, what are your thoughts on a champion like Henry Cejudo? Like training with
He's
him.
good. Yeah, I went over there.
fighting.
I trained.
Yeah, we saw that.
I trained over there with him a little bit. He helped me with that distance. That's something that I think was missing for me.
Really?
Was the distance, or I was like all the way in, or I couldn't. I was just all the way out.
In what ways?
Because grappling, all the time you're just grappling. Now with the striking, you have a distance, My distance isn't going to be your distance, and your range. I guess the range that they say, So now Henry kind of talked about that, you know, with takedowns and everything. Sometimes my takedowns are like my head down and everything. I'm not a wrestler, you know, so he's kind of just getting me like some wrestling moves, but without my head down, kind of more posture.
So you would say he was a good coach, good.
Yeah,
good
he was
support?
good. Help me out. I know Eddie Cha, who's the striking coach on there. He was one of my first striking coaches, so it was good to see him be back in Arizona, you know. But man, I can't get out of California.
So it's safe to say you look up to Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, triple champ, you're triple C, you know. It's like Olympian. Like you have to respect that too, you know.
But you only look up to him when you're sitting down though, because he's
God, dude.
Actually, I think he's we're the same size.
Oh, y'all the same size.
Yeah.
Did you get some sparring in with him?
No. He was my training partner, but you know, he's just letting me like kick him.
Does he still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Did you see his fight with was it Aljamain? Mm-hmm. I thought he did good.
Well, he took that fight on short notice or something.
He was like a lot of years out, you know. It was a close like
wasn't
back and forth.
Wasn't it a short notice fight? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, he did good though.
Yeah, I mean, he lost, but
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get beat up.
Yeah.
Usually for 3 years out. How long have you been since your last fight?
It was 2020, right before
2020.
COVID broke out. Yeah, so my neck.
When's your next one?
I'm looking to fight in Saudi Arabia against this boxer named Shannon Briggs.
When?
I don't know. It might be early next year. Like
Early.
hopefully like February, March, something like that.
And do you get like your heart racing when you think about it?
Well, not yet, because this is the thing. I fought so many fights in MMA, and like when I go out there, I don't even really get that nervous anymore, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, totally.
Every time I fought a fight and I didn't get nervous, I got the shit beat out of me.
Yeah.
Every time.
Totally. It's important.
Yeah.
In terms of like fighters, what are your thoughts on like Rose moving up to 125? Obviously, an amazing female fighter.
Yeah.
Was a former champ. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I had called her out after my last fight, so I was like, oh man, I really want to fight her. But I mean, she's the same thing, kind of like accomplished so much, like got the belt, lost it, came back, got it again. She's like just, going and conquering her own dreams and stuff like that. So I think she did good, She lost too, but it was a good fight.
Yeah.
But man, I wish I could fight her.
Do
I
you
wish
ever
she'd come
think
back.
you would move up to 125?
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to.
In what
too.
way? Like just because you want?
Like I would want to get the belt of 115 and then work out, get strong, and go up.
What do you think about the current 115 champ?
Man, Zhang Weili.
Yeah.
She's tough. She's well rounded.
Is that a Chinese girl?
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's really good.
She beat the Russian twice.
Yeah, she's really really well rounded. Her last fight she did like grappling, like took her down, ground and pound, So I was like, it was good to see like that she has that, because I thought she didn't have ground game.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, shoot.
You still can submit her though. If she's just now learning it and you've been doing it since she was what, 3 or 4 years old?
Yeah, I think so. But definitely she's not like dumb, I thought she would be like not dumb, but like
You just called her dumb.
No.
You just called her
But
dumb.
not like I thought, she wouldn't have her ways, she wouldn't really know what to do. But I'm like, okay, she's not, dumb.
What do you think about like Grasso, like those 2 upsets?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
that was good. I know Grasso for a long time, so she's a good friend, and I was happy for her. I knew that she would get it.
Really?
Yeah, she's really focused.
What do you think is so good about her game?
She's a dog, man. Her boxing, she goes for things. She like, does submissions, she works on her ground game, works on her jiu-jitsu, her takedowns. You see her like go underneath and grab the back, and she's a boxer, and like Mexican boxing, like Brendan Moreno kind of style, So she's dog.
Yeah. I mean, you have heavy hands though. I feel like the way you fight like kind of is a similar style. Like I feel like you train and you kind of throw heavy hands. Like I feel like you fight with your hands a lot, even though you're jiu-jitsu background.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like at least for the ground, you throw with everything, because if anything, you fall to the ground. You just kind of
Rampage fighting.
Yeah, my hands are like all purple here from sparring today. We did like small gloves, and I hit right like overhand. I was like but just kind of throw with everything. But definitely Grasso's more cleaner, technical. I'm a little bit more like. I'm like, everyone has their own style, right?
Do you enjoy the striking aspect of fighting a lot?
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like you fall in love with it.
Yeah, I fell in love with knocking people out, then I stopped slamming people.
Yeah, you slam like Adona.
Oh, yeah.
Adona.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a Hail Mary. I had to slam him because he was winning that fight.
Yeah.
It was on my 26th birthday, and I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, I refused to lose on my birthday.
Yeah. No, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Imagine
yeah.
your birthday
And
and then you lose.
Yeah.
We need him on the podcast. Huh? We need him on the podcast.
Yeah, we need to get
I don't know why he threw
Ricardo
so many
Arona
heels
over
in
here.
your face.
Yeah.
I respect him. I tell you that I fought K1, and Ricardo Arona has the hardest leg kick I ever had.
Dang.
I never felt any pain like that before my fights. Because normally in my fights, my adrenaline pumping, so I don't really feel pain that much.
Yeah.
But the leg kicks is one of my memories of the pain I felt. And then Shogun, when he broke that muscle in between my rib. That's the only time I really felt pain in my fights, those two fights.
What did he break?
Like, you know, the cartilage between your ribs? Shogun kneed me in the rib and it broke. I thought my rib was poking out.
Dang.
But it was just the muscle in between. It took me like a couple months to heal up too.
Yeah, the ribs, it's like anything you do. Like anything you do, it takes forever to recover, you know. The ribs are bad.
Yeah, but I gotta thank Shogun. Him breaking that muscle between my ribs, that's what got me in movies. I had to heal up. I couldn't fight for a while, so I started doing movies. This Brazilian guy named Federico Lapinda. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He used to manage like a lot of fighters back in the day. And he knew I was injured, and he knew. He's like, "Come on, I want you to do a movie with me." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's cool.
He was in the A-Team. Did you ever watch the A-Team?
Yeah.
Oh, you watched the 18?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Rampage
cool.
was going crazy when the A-Team came out.
So you like a tomboy, huh? You watching action movies, fighting?
Mean, I like all types of movies. I mean, I can do, romantic, funny, action, all that.
So are you the type of girl to sit at home paint her nails and stuff like that, or are you like?
No, I'll go to the salon.
You go to the salon.
Yeah.
So you be getting all dolled up with your nails painted and
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
You're not a tomboy then.
No, I mean, but compared to like my daughter, you know, like you said, your daughter, like Moa, she likes heels. She wants to put on. But I think because I've had her at this phase of my life, you know, when I'm in jiu-jitsu, it's just training all day, you know. You don't really have like events to go to. MMA, it's a little bit more, I don't know, not Hollywood, but, you know, we go to events and you have like different things that you have to dress up and stuff like that, you know. And jiu-jitsu, I didn't have that. So when I was a kid, I wanted the shoes to be the fastest runner in my class, you know. And Moa's like, she wants dresses and heels and everything. I'm like, she wants to put makeup on to go to school. I'm like, man, I learned to do makeup like later. I know. Yeah. I'm like, it's crazy, you know. So.
Yeah, I didn't let my daughter do makeup till she was like 15 just because I couldn't stop her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she doesn't. She looks kind of crazy, but
yeah. At that age, it's fine. Like if my daughter wanted to wear makeup at that age, I would have thought it was cute.
Yeah. But not like real, you know. Like,
yeah.
But she tries.
I mean, it's got to be difficult being a mom and competing at a high level and being a fighter, and still as women are kind of taking over this game in a way where you guys are still breaking, you know, new ground every year, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and you guys are kind of like the pioneers of this, right? You're laying the foundation. Obviously some greats came before you, like Rousey and stuff, but it's got to be hard to balance that, right?
Totally. We were just talking about that like yesterday, because it's like, man, talking about Zhang Weili, the champion, you know, or even like the top 5, you know, you don't see too many moms, you know, and it's, when you think about it, like, you know what it takes to be a champion. I mean, most of the people know what it takes,
I
know?
don't.
You know, at least for jiu-jitsu, I know what it takes. I know what it took, you know, and I knew that I had to train like hard. You have to be like disciplined, you know, and like Moa's my best motivation. You know, I don't think I would have some, like when you don't have, you know, you need to have a motivation, you know, or if you're not self-motivated, but something to motivate you, you know. So Moa's something that motivates me no matter what, to try and get the belt and to be a champion and stuff like that. But if I can say that the routine and the dynamic is easy, it's not, you know. It's like, man, you're training. You guys know how it is, you know, like you're training and then you get home, you want to take like a nap, you need a rest because you have another training or something like that. And you know, usually like the woman, you know, you can help the guy and make his food and kind of like help him focus on that. And when you're the woman, the guy doesn't really want to, you know, the guy's like.
Oh, it must be hard.
Your man don't want to cook for you?
They don't want to cook for you?
I mean, they do like barbecue, like churrasco, you know? So they'll do like the steak and stuff on the grill, and they'll do like some rice, but it's not consistent, you know? I'm more worried about like, are you guys hungry? Is everything good? You know, is everyone taken care of? You know, how's everything? You know, so you're still kind of like the woman of the house and and then like you get stressed and then you say something like rude and then they get all sad. You know, he gets, oh, I can't believe you talked to me like that. I'm like, man.
Respect. I didn't think about that because me being a fighter, I married a Japanese woman because I was a single dad, you know, and I was taking care of my kid and then coming home and trying to do all this stuff then. So I married a woman from Japan so she could help me with that. So I didn't think about you got to do that and then go home.
Yeah.
Do all that. But is your other dad? I mean, is your boyfriend? Is he a fighter?
Yeah, he's a fighter too.
Oh, so y'all got to hire somebody.
Yeah, totally,
wow.
definitely. That's what we're trying to get to.
So y'all do a lot of wrestling in the house?
Yeah.
You mind your
quick.
business.
She said, yeah, quick.
Quick. You mind your own business. Her dad is right there.
Wait, I didn't say none. What are you talking about?
I got actually a question about what's that Asian fighter name? Zhang Weili.
Yeah.
How you say the name?
Zhang Weili.
Yeah.
Is she seeing anybody? she like dark meat.
You ain't her type.
I ain't her type.
You
man.
ain't her type.
You
I gotta
think?
I gotta be Chinese.
I don't know.
Nah, sometimes you intimidating.
What? I'm a teddy bear.
No,
Is he intimidating?
Yeah. No.
Thank you.
Like if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, oh, I want to go talk to this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh, that guy looked like Michael B. Jordan.
No,
Man,
he's
she's
sick.
bro. She's
Like a
Brazilian.
middle-aged
She's
Denzel.
Brazilian. They ain't intimidated by nothing.
Yeah, that is true. Yo, what is it about Brazilians being so like Vitor and Silva and all these guys? Like, I just feel like Brazilians are so tough. Like what is it about Brazilians?
Man, that's the same thing we were talking about. You guys are talking about everything we were talking about like this week, but we were talking about that because I think because Brazilians, they come like from such a hard like, life, the favela and these things, like they feel like the opportunity, the UFC is here, it's not there, so it's like for them to get a visa, this, that, just to get money to build, so for them it's very like do or die kind of thing. And not that they don't have that here or in China or everything like that, but I think they just so much emotion put into it, and that's why they. In the end, it's a lot of emotion and heart. That's why it's tough, But sometimes it's not like the smartest, because there's
But growing
emotion.
up, did your dad tell you like, I want you to be a UFC champion?
No, he was
I
against
want you
it.
to
He didn't want me to fight.
Really?
No, he
Why
wanted me
not?
to jiu-jitsu.
Just jujitsu.
Yeah, no, MMA. It took him like, I don't know, maybe like 6 fights of mine for him to finally go and watch me live.
Wow.
And then
That's gotta be
another
hard.
like and then another like 2 fights for him to be in my corner, So he was against it. No,
gotta be
you're not
hard.
gonna do MMA. That's not for girls. That's for guys. Go be a model. Look at what we have in jiu-jitsu. You can travel around the world and meet people. You don't need to get punched in the face.
Now
That's
he's-
not for girls.
Yeah, now he's your biggest supporter.
Oh
I
my
see him at the
gosh.
gym. It's just like when you try to bring a puppy home, you're there like, no, you can't have no puppy. Then the next thing you know, you got your dad. He's taking the puppy everywhere, dressing them up and
Yeah.
everything. Your dad's one of your biggest supporters.
This guy,
100%.
this guy walks around with the little dog, dude. He looks like
Really?
got to in Zoolander. He
Oh
walks-
yeah, my little gizmo.
Man.
Is your dad your official head coach?
He's not my head coach. He's like my life coach.
Yeah, break down
but-
your team.
Yeah. So, like I said, he's my jiu-jitsu kind of more emotional life coach. My head coach is Eduardo Lopez. He's from Brazil, from Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais. And he's like the strategy, everything like that. He kind of organized all my trainings. Whenever I have anything with coaches, I tell him to take care of it, and he's like the calm one, So, like I said, as a girl, woman being in the stress and the camp, and I get frustrated, I'm like crying in training, and he's kind of like, okay, calm, tries to organize everything. My husband, he's like more he's like, he helps like push me in the training, he'll tell me like, okay, hit the bag. Okay, do this. Okay, do that, and more just like his intensity, because he's the fighter, he's, he won Contender Series, he'll probably be fighting by like April next year. And then I have Rogério Camões. He's like my strength trainer. I bring him out from Brazil 2 months before every fight. He did like Anderson Silva strength training, Vitor Belfort, Jacare Souza.
Yeah, I've seen him at Ruka.
Yeah, big black guy.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen him.
lifting.
PM, you ever seen him?
Yeah.
No, probably
Bro,
not.
this
Probably
guy-
in pictures. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guy's a menace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's huge,
crazy.
like 64 years old. Like,
He's 64 years old, and,
Yeah.
and he's still built.
I
He's
watched him train
huge.
Anderson Silva
Yeah.
like years ago.
Yeah. He was my dad's first coach,
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And then I remember I was like 4 years old in Brazil, in Rio, like on the beach, and he's training my dad, like strength training and running and this. And I'm watching it like, wow, that's so cool. I thought it was like the coolest thing. And now he trains me, in strength training.
And that's your whole team?
yeah. And then that's everyone.
then
Oh,
what
no.
do
And then I have Anthony Murata, and he's my head coach, my striking coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then what about food? Like, do you do all your own food and supplements and all
Yeah.
that stuff? Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is that hard?
No, I mean, it's harder just to do it,
So what you
Like
were
to
talking
cook
about
it.
the other day, you were talking about food and everything, how you're dieting and fasting, how that's like the hardest thing now.
For me, because I lack discipline. Yeah,
You're really disciplined?
I lack discipline.
Oh, like, okay.
I lack discipline. But
Yeah.
I used to be very disciplined when I was younger fighting. I was I was hungrier and stuff like that. And then you just kind of get complacent after a while. You know, you just get used to it. I got to get out of my comfort zone. And so, you know, I never really eat really bad. I just have, you know, I'm very picky, and then I just get lazy. You got to burn the calories.
Yeah.
So now I changed my life. I started training with one of my longtime friends. He's like a fitness model, and he really knows his shit.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks he's on drugs, and it's so funny. Everybody thinks he's on
What kind? Like Molly?
No, they think he's on like steroids or something like that. Everybody, and that tells me that I know he's not, right. So they tell me like, yeah, I chose the right trainer. And he changed my life. He told me how to fast and what to cut out. You know, I had to cut out the carbs and the sugars. Yeah. And I'm not 100% perfect on my diet, but what I'm doing, I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah.
I mean, is it hard to balance a lot of coaches? I don't know any other sport that has to have that many coaches.
Yeah, I mean, I had to make a whole like group for them on WhatsApp. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I get them all like together, and I mean, I guess the hardest part is just more like since my coaches are like Brazilian and American, you know, so. You know, I have like my dad that speaks both, so he kind of translates for both of them, you know, and like Anthony, he'll try and speak Portuguese and he's really understanding, but that's like the biggest part, you know. And I guess too, just how they all train other athletes, you know, and then when they come and work with me, you know, they're kind of like, I'm totally different for most of them, you know, when they train guys and everything, but it's like I've been an athlete from jiu-jitsu since I'm 3, you know, and like I trained at my dad's gym, so I'm kind of I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a drama queen or diva, but it's different when you grew up with like, you know, you can just go to the gym when you want, you know, and the gym's yours, you know, so it's not, you know, I mean, I have respect for my coaches and everything, but I've grown up always been able to like tell my dad what I'm thinking, like, oh man, this isn't working, like what's, you know, and not just like, just do it, you know. My dad's always been like very like, you know, listen to me and help me. And, you know, so I have that openness with him to talk about training and to say what my doubts are and not just be like, just do it. And I'm like in my head, why? But I don't understand why I need to do it, you know, just tell me why, you know, and my dad has that. So when the other coaches come in, they're like used to telling their athletes, you know, like just do what I'm telling you, you know, do it and, you know, a little bit more tougher. And then they get to me, but I learn quick, you know, and once I understand it, I can do it. Or if I see someone doing what they want me to do, I just try and do what I see, you know? So I overthink, you know? I don't know if guys are like that. I don't think guys think about more than one thing at a time, right?
I don't know.
You guys are a little
That's
bit more
you.
like in the
How about
box
you?
kind of thing.
How about you?
About when it comes to all the coaches and all that stuff?
I think about life, right? Aren't you guys like more like...
Yeah, I'm more, you know, in my training camps, I don't like to think about anything.
Yeah.
I let my coaches do all the things. They do everything. I just train. I just want to show up. I use my brain when I have to. I'm weird like that. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to use my brain. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I'm for real.
I've seen him in the gym and his coach got doing all kinds of crazy weights. And I'm like, why are you doing this? He's like, I don't ask questions. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
fair
see,
enough.
that's
Fair
like
enough.
a guy. Yeah, that's a guy thing, you know?
Do you feel like it's harder though for you to train and learn maybe new technique because you're so set in your ways, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm totally out of my comfort zone, you know, but I like it. That's a good challenge for me, you know, but I'm definitely more like, I start getting hard on myself, you know, and I think like, man, if I can't do this here, how am I going to get to the fight and do this with like a girl that's, you know, the number 2 ranked, you know, but it always ends up working, you know. When you get there, it's like way easier, you know, it's way easier than the training, you know. And then I remember like, oh yeah, well, I'm a jiu-jitsu girl doing like, you know, striking and trying to find my range and doing all these things that fighting girls that doing striking their whole life, you know. So they're like robots, you know, and jiu-jitsu, we're not really robotic. Jiu-jitsu, we're kind of like go with the wind kind of thing. You know, you put weight on me, strength, and I like use it against you kind of thing. So it's way different to have to be like having impact and keep my base and going forward. And I mean, I like to go forward, but it's very like, you know, do or die. You know, I'm down for it. I mean, I've broken my nose in the fight and keep going. And like the same thing, I don't really feel pain, you know, after you're like, man,
you feel it afterwards.
But the adrenaline is so strong, you know.
You didn't feel your nose getting broken?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Could you still breathe good during the fight?
No.
Oh.
Because it got like smashed in, you know. But, and I was like feeling it. I didn't even know if it was broken. I was like, is this what a broken nose is, you know? But you don't feel it, you know. It's just a noise like, bah, you know, and you just keep going. You know?
How did you get it broken?
I like went to throw overhand and I put my head down and the girl threw a kick. So it was like a knee. Yeah, it was in the second round. We kept going.
You still won that fight?
Yeah, I won.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
See, look, you tougher than Bear. She's tougher than you.
I can't do all
You
that.
would
Have
have
you
tapped
broken
out.
your nose before?
No, but they hit me the other day. I thought I broke my nose. I just started training like 6 weeks ago.
Oh,
Seriously,
cool.
every night. I've been training with Rampage's team. It's super fun. But I got to give it to you guys. I don't know how you do it day in, day out. My neck hurts, my back hurts, my legs
He's getting
hurt.
good. He's getting good fast though. I seen
Really?
videos of my coach, my boxing coach, been training him. And fast. He learns fast. He's an athlete. He just didn't. You used to be a pro paintballer.
Yeah, I used to
right?
play professional paintball.
Oh, cool.
Like, I have a bunch of paintball parks like SC Village and Chino and
sick.
Hollywood Sports in Bellflower, one in San Diego, one in Texas, Giant Party Sports in Dallas, Texas. So I used to grow up playing paintball. That's how I kind of knew Pat from Ruka. And
Okay.
kind of knew all the fighters. And that's how I know Rampage has been a friend of mine for 10, 15 years. He used to come to the park.
Oh, really?
But watching these guys train, I used to actually go watch Rampage train at his gym he owned in Laguna.
Oh, yeah.
Laguna Niguel.
Yeah,
Or
long
whatever.
time ago, yeah.
And I used to go there and watch him train, and he'd have the whole gym closed. He'd have 3 or 4 guys he's sparring against. They'd come in and out. That's something I always wonder, like with you, do you change gloves and change like your strategy based off the sparring partners? Like I think someone was asking us the other day, one of the questions we had on YouTube was, what gloves do MMA fighters train with? And there was like a million responses. Like everybody was like, oh, they train in this glove. They train in a 16 ounce. Like how many different gloves do you train with throughout the day?
I mean, closer to camp or closer to the fight, just like kind of puffy, small puffy ones. But before, like I used to train Perillo, and it was just like boxing all the time. You know, Perillo is just box. You know, and that's good. Like I said, I mean, I'm like 1 week out, and like I already hurt, like not hurt my hand. My hand's good, you know. But puffy is when you start to get like, you try and stay like, you know, controlled, but in the middle of the sparring, you know, one always goes a little bit harder, and then you start going, and then you're. But it's all good.
Are you sparring guys or girls, or both?
Both, but most recently more girls. I'm trying to get girls like close to Jessica, that kind of do her style, like hooks and stuff.
You don't like finding guys that like mimic the style, or it doesn't matter?
It's just hard to find guys that's like 5'1", you know. She's really short, you know.
Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
You think he's short?
Huh?
You think he's short?
No, he's average. He's average.
No, he's not average for a guy.
I was trying to.
Damn. What do you really think?
Well, tell us what. Yeah, tell us how you
Damn,
really
Henry,
feel.
we're sorry, dog.
Well, I mean, not average, right? I mean, guys.
Henry's
I mean,
the homie. He's the homie. I just he knows I joke around with him. So
Yeah, I mean, but that's
C,
just
he's
height. I
champ.
mean, that's normal, right? Probably everyone jokes with him about that.
yeah, I'm sure. But it's gonna look really bad for you.
No.
I mean, you just came out swinging. He was being nice. I mean, you were like, yeah, you just came out swinging, poor guy. Is there anyone that you kind of modeled your MMA style, like going into UFC, and obviously not jiu-jitsu because your dad, but going into the UFC, did you model your game after anybody in MMA?
No.
No?
No, I mean, I was just trying to find my own, you know, like trying to fit in and see what feels good for me, and just trying to take control of like my emotions and try and be technical. That was my whole every fight, just trying to be more technical. Because even when you win, everyone's like, all the critics, everything, like, oh, but you can look. But if they take her down, then she's bad. Oh, but if they keep the distance, they always find critics for everything, you know. So I'm just like always like, okay, next time I'm gonna do that. And I think that was the biggest mistake. Not biggest mistake, but maybe I could have gotten better sooner. Like every time I'd finish a fight, I'd go like, oh, okay, I need to work on my striking. So I'd go like just boxing, you know. Oh, I need to work on my wrestling. So I just go wrestling, you know. But MMA, it's like, it's a sport in its own, you know. So now I really understand it as a whole, you know, like cage, you know, use the cage. It's like the ground, but standing up, you know what I mean? Like I can win the fight just using the cage, you know, like hitting in knees and elbows and stuff like that. And I'm winning there, you know. She needs to get out. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's part of MMA, you know. It's not just wrestling. I need to get better. Because then all of a sudden I'm like switching from, okay, I'm striking. Now I want to take down. Okay, take down. But you have to mix it all together, you know. So I think if I would have learned that and understood that a little bit earlier, maybe I would have gotten farther sooner, you know.
Well, how old are you right now?
30.
Oh yeah, you still got plenty of time.
Yeah.
You still got like good 15 years if you want
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, no, that would be like
at least
crazy.
10.
That's too much.
I'm already
that's so
like
long.
forgetting a lot of stuff, you know, like I think too many punches in the head. You know?
No.
You don't think so?
No. That's one of my excuses that I use about my memory. I do have a bad memory, but I don't know if it's from getting punched a lot. I think as you get older and you get, you know, you feeling, you know, your brain full of information, like smaller things, you just let go. You just forget. Forget. I don't think it's got. MMA,
that's true.
Yeah, we don't take that many punches really.
Yeah.
Or are you doing Muay Thai and boxing or just boxing?
Muay Thai only.
So you're not doing boxing?
Yeah, I was doing like just boxing with Perillo, which is good,
the GOAT.
man. My hands got so much better. And now I'm doing Muay Thai, like mixing it all up, everything.
Oh, okay.
Elbows and stuff. I landed like a knee in my last fight. Almost knocked her out with a knee. It was my first time. I was so excited.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember my first knee knockout. Oh yeah,
It was so cool. I was like, man.
it's cool. Huh?
When you talk about it, it's awesome. Yeah, she like loves fighting. You can tell. I love that because like not a lot of people are like that emotional. Like I could visibly see how excited you were. That I think it's cool.
Guys and girls are just different. A lot of times you watch the girls fight, and their fights be some of the most exciting fights on the card. Girls just fight with a lot of emotion and stuff. It's something different about them when they fight. I love watching women fight.
You can see she's like passionate about it, but she's also excited about technique and learning technique. Perillo's like one of the best striking coaches of all time. He did BJ Penn and Bigsby and Luke Rockhold, Cheeto Vera. He's the reason why Cheeto might win a belt soon.
He did all those dudes.
No, he didn't do it. Well,
Hey, yo.
In terms of like technique and striking, we've seen a lot of really great female fighters, right? Cyborg and Rousey and all these guys, girls. Who would you say you're? Yeah, well, I mean, just saying. You know, I'm just so used to saying guys, but I meant girls.
It's 2023 now. We got to keep it 50. You
gotta say it actually though, or else the YouTube comments they'll go crazy. Actually, YouTube's been amazing. We have like one of the fastest growing MMA podcasts because of Rampage. We have great guests. Super excited to have you, of course, as one of our first female guests.
Yeah, history.
And especially because your dad's obviously a legend. It's always great to have him here. Who are your like top 3 favorite UFC fighters of all time? Don't have to be girls, but just in general.
Oh man.
Ronda Rousey. We heard you say her name twice.
Yeah. I mean, just what she's done, you know, for like, I mean, I'm only here because she opened the doors for us, you know, so for sure her. And because she has a judo background, her mom was judo, and that's like similar to my story, you know. I mean, Anderson Silva.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
One of them.
I mean, it's crazy. Just like, think like 10 years, like a long time of just defending the belt, you know. I'm like, if I can get the belt, I'll be excited, you know. I want to defend it, but to imagine that many title defenses is crazy. And let me see.
Henry Cejudo. The triple champ.
I mean, he's a cool guy, you know.
I'm just mad. Don't listen to me.
Oh, no, he's a cool guy. That's the worst. When you get called a cool guy, that's the worst.
I mean, respect, man, totally.
Don't listen to me.
He's a legend.
He is a legend.
But you don't got to hit him with that.
He's the first triple champ in MMA history.
He's also got one of the best striking. He's also got one of the best takedown.
Well,
defense.
triple champ is like triple C, right?
Yeah.
Or what, like not three divisions, right? He's 2 divisions.
No, I think it's because he got the gold medal in
the
Olympics.
right?
He was the first one to do that, right? Then have 2 belts.
Yeah. That's
so he called himself the triple champ. And you got to respect that.
Yeah, for sure.
He's also incredible at technique. The way he teaches people technique and takedown defense, and the way he kind of moves, and I think he's incredible.
Yeah.
Who's your third one?
Yeah, I was thinking about Gina Carano when you said she Ronda Rousey opened up the door, but Gina Carano was Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey was Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. What she was Strikeforce, right? I think.
Did she come to the UFC?
No.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but she was movies too. I mean, because for women, I mean, guys too can go to movies and everything like that, obviously. But I mean, women. Actually, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of the girls get into MMA and stuff thinking about that.
They don't. Huh?
I don't know.
Ronda Rousey went to
WWE
and that kind of.
That's good money too.
That was a weird move though. Like she lost like 2 fights and then just gone. You know.
That's for the cash. Wait, I still want to know your third one though.
Man.
Can't let you slip.
I'm trying to get her off because she can't think. I'm trying to get her off.
I want to know the third one.
Bear, I was trying to get her off. She can't think.
I gotta know.
I was trying to get her off. She can't think.
Trying to get what?
I was trying to get her off the thing. Hold on, don't be her dad's like that, man.
You're gonna get killed.
No, listen.
Wait, I want to know the third one. No, she can.
I mean, we can sit and I can think about it, but I mean, I'm not too much like.
But did you grow up watching the UFC?
No.
Oh, got it.
No.
Okay. You didn't grow up watching fighting? You didn't grow up watching MMA?
No.
Just jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
So who's like your favorite jiu-jitsu athlete of all time besides your dad?
You can say your dad. What's your dad's name? Put him out there. What's his name?
Megaton Diaz.
Megaton Diaz?
Diaz. Yeah. But Megaton. Just Megaton.
Megaton.
Yeah.
And your nickname is Megaton.
Megachin.
This guy's crazy.
He just put like an accent.
This guy's crazy. He makes up words and then he says it like in some crazy accent as if it makes sense.
I got big lips. I be fumbling over words.
You just be making up words the whole time. And then he throws on these like cool voices so he thinks it like makes
but he's saying the same word over and over again.
Bro, what?
Y'all figured me out.
In terms of fighting, though, how far do you think you are? How close or how far away do you think you are from getting a title shot?
I mean, I think potentially after this fight, they could give it to me. But, I mean, I would like to maybe have one more fight, depending on how I beat her. You know, if it's a good win, then, like, I'll feel like, you know, always, like, when you finish a fight good, you're, like, all pumped up and interview.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you can put me in next week, you know, and I'm ready to fight. And then, like, the next day, you're like, oh, no. And then they call you and you're like, actually, no, I need, like, a couple months. You know, you're also just so much adrenaline and everything, and you're just pumped up. But, and then, yeah, I mean, it just depends. But I think one fight or the next, we'll see.
After your fights, is it hard for you to go to sleep that night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Everything hurts. My fights are always just wars. I mean, even the fights that I lose, it's like, thankfully, like, performance of the night or fight of the night, you know, so I'm still getting like bonuses, you know, but I wish like my fight of the nights were like with me winning, you know, but I mean, at least that means I'm like down for war, you know.
Yeah. I heard you're not supposed to drink after a fight when you get hit a lot, but I find that I have to drink and like get kind of like buzzed so I can fall asleep because it's like a natural high. I'm up all night. I have never done any drugs besides marijuana, and it's like the best high I ever have after I win, especially knock somebody out. So I got to drink.
Yeah,
Makes
totally.
you pass out?
Yeah, till I pass out.
What do you drink?
I be drinking that Hindi. I be drinking that vodka. When I was young, I used to drink the
Four Locos?
the champagne.
White Claws?
It was like Ace of Diamonds or Ace of Spades.
Ace
What
of
is-
Spades.
Oh yeah. I used to buy the whole bottle. People, girls be in the club want me to shot. Like hell no, this shit like $2,000. I'm drinking this shit myself.
I could see you with that.
I used to do it.
Yeah, go buy your own.
Yeah, go back.
No, I love it. So big fight coming up. As we wrap this up, big fight coming up. UFC is obviously exploding. They just had a crazy merger. You see, you know, WWE, and you have all these things going on.
The power slap.
Yeah,
Would you do
yeah.
that?
Hell no.
You would do that?
Hell no.
What do you mean?
I
You
ain't.
used to slap like 100 people a night.
Yeah, but I ain't letting nobody slap me.
Yeah, I know. What do you gotta do? You have to get back, right?
Yeah, why they be putting toilet paper in their ears? You know,
I think is it for ringing? No.
Yeah,
It's gotta
see,
be.
Probably like
I
to
don't-
not put in the jump.
I don't want to do no type of fight. No, I gotta put toilet paper in my ear. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's weird.
But hey, if they paying millions of dollars, I slap the shit out some motherfuckers.
And they get knocked, and they have to hold the thing,
Nah,
you
fuck
know,
all that.
and bite down on something.
Would you do bare knuckle?
Oh no.
I hate that
No?
shit too.
No.
Why? It's too crazy.
Man, if I just hurt my hand just with the puffies, imagine like,
Yeah.
man, and my dad didn't even want me to do MMA, that to mess up my face. I already broke my nose. Like,
They should at least let you tape your knuckles and stuff. Then I would think about bare knuckle. If they at least let me, you know how the hand
they
wrap?
wear like a little wrap.
Yeah, but it's like below here. But if they let you know the
okay,
wrap that we have up under the MMA gloves.
Yeah.
If they let us do that, then I think about it.
Yeah.
What do you think's next for you? After UFC, after MMA, after you win this next
Vacation.
Vacation, keep fighting, WWE, movies. What's next?
Yeah, that's the goal, you know. It's just kind of like, I mean, I think about, of course, the belt is like my goal, you know. But I mean, eventually we're gonna stop fighting, you know. So just like really work my brand and make, you know, my name. I don't know, have a bikini line, lingerie line, maybe gi line, and
That's what's up.
movies, stuff like that. You know, just kind of like whatever, woman empowerment. You know, guys get their girlfriends to watch, you know, and motivate them, and girls to train too, and stuff like that. But really work my name, you know. WWE maybe, you know, we'll see. It's like
I want to see you versus Ronda Rousey.
yeah, we're
That would
totally
be
like
crazy.
opposites, right? She's like kind of more like the mean girl kind of style, and I'm more like the woo,
Yeah, she's
you
a
know,
heel,
right?
and you the good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd for sure be the bad guy in that one. You're
Yeah.
like too likable. Everybody's going to be like, no, she's so nice.
I'm about to do like WWE in like pink and like a skirt or something.
Yeah.
And then she'll be all
I'll
like,
tune in. Would you tune in?
You are crazy.
What?
What are you
I'm a
gonna tune
fan.
in for?
I'm a fan.
But they do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They like get hurt in their training. It's like intense, you know. They
Yeah.
do like jumping back and
Have you ever
ropes.
practiced like professional like wrestling, like WWE style wrestling?
No, but I mean, my dad used to get us to do some pretty like acrobatic warm ups, you know, like backflips and front, you know, cartwheels.
No way.
You know,
For
like,
what?
Like warm ups for training.
Just
Like,
everybody do
jiu-jitsu.
backflips?
Yeah, you know, I mean like back rolls, I guess, with jumping us.
When you start training for WWE, tell your dad to hit me up. I want to come and film and put some of the stuff on my story.
Sounds good.
I want to come train pro wrestling.
Just-
Rampage
stories
wants to
that-
join in on that wrestling.
Yeah, I'm a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah. So I love wrestling. I think you'd kill it.
That's old. That's like really older, right?
Yeah, that's him. She's calling you old,
No.
like really old.
I am.
Yeah.
No
But
lies are told.
WWE is like way before UFC, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
more.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they had their fan base is like huge.
Yeah.
You know, tons.
It's also
great.
just, it's more of like a storyline. It's a lot of things that follow. It's a little bit more unique. I would say the closest thing we have to that in the UFC would have been Rampage.
Yeah.
And then the closest thing to that would be like a McGregor.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, the way he brought that.
McGregor.
era
I saw McGregor the other day, man. He's cool as hell.
in. Oh my God. He sent me a photo. The whole photo is black. It's just like a black screen, right? And I'm like, what is this? Like the photo didn't load. He goes, no, that's me and McGregor. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the guy took it. He didn't take it good. He didn't turn on the flash. I'm like, bro, Rampage, just the whole screen's black.
You can't see nobody. You can't see nothing. And he took a video of me and Conor. I said, send me the video of me and Conor. He said, oh, that didn't turn out good either. He got the video, but Conor McGregor took pictures of us. The same guy took the picture. He said, it's better on Conor. So I need to reach out to Conor to him send me the picture.
He's watching. Conor's watching.
Conor, send me the picture, man. Send it to me on Instagram, man. I want to show, man. It was cool. I didn't want to bother him.
How was he?
Conor was cool as hell. I didn't want to bother him. He was sitting there, everybody was coming up to him, so I didn't want to bother him. And the guy was talking to him, he said, oh, there's Rampage right there. And I'm all embarrassed now because I'm dressed like a sheik. And you know how Conor, I was like, God damn. And then, I was dressed out and all that shit. I'm like, damn. So I talked to him, and Conor was cool,
Yeah,
legit.
cool.
He was turned up, going wild.
Ain't nobody drinking out there. It was the craziest.
What do you mean?
It was no
It was
alcohol.
like Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. It's the first time ever going to a fight where I wasn't fighting that I didn't have a drink.
Why?
You can't drink out there.
Zero?
Zero. You got to go to like special underground parties.
The whole place?
The whole country. You can't find.
Yeah.
They got non-alcoholic beer in your refrigerator in your hotel.
So everybody was just chilling.
Everybody chilling. Nobody was on any substances that I know of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
That was crazy.
Were people with like glasses on or no? Like
I
dark
had,
glasses?
I had glasses on, but yeah, I'm sure. Listen, come on, I'm sure. Like it's trillionaires out there. It was a lot of people, a lot of rich people that fight.
Yeah.
Did you see the photo of him? It's like every great UFC fighter and boxer of all time.
Yeah.
It's a crazy living. It's the craziest.
There was
photo
a
I've
lot
ever
of
seen.
legends out there.
Yeah, that's
They
cool.
must have spent so much money bringing all you out there.
But that show they put on that show, the guy said it cost him $530 million. So he's not even going to make that back, and he knows that.
Yeah, but they'll have another one.
Yeah.
They'll keep going.
Yeah.
I think they just like kind of disrupted the whole MMA boxing community in terms of event.
Did you watch the fight between Francis Ngannou?
No, I watched the highlights.
Come on, you're an MMA fighter. You got
Yeah.
to support the. You know
I know, I know,
history.
but I'm training.
yeah.
Oh, see, that's focus.
if I didn't have the fight, I would have.
Yeah.
But I have to sleep.
Actually, before we
Rest.
let you go, he always talks about he never liked to watch fights of the people he was fighting. He didn't like to watch tape because he liked to go in there and brawl. You've said it many
Yeah,
times.
you're right. I did it one time. I watched all Vanderlei fights, and I felt like it messed me up mentally because I always thought I could beat Vanderlei, but I felt like he was too fast. I was so worried about what he was doing. So after Vanderlei, I never watched tape on any other of my opponents.
dang,
Do
yeah.
you watch tape? On your-
Yeah, I do. But it's kind of that same game, that same mindset like that I face, but not too much like the girl, I start seeing everyone fight against her, and then I'm like, man, okay, so it would be good if I did that because I see that that was good against her, but then I start thinking like, man, but I'm not fast like Rose. Rose fought Jessica, man, but I don't have that same movement that I look at another girl, like the Chinese girl that I fought, Young Xiaonan, that she beat me, was a main event. But
She was a nun?
No, I don't think so. But Young Xiaonan. Yeah, and I saw her and she knocked her out, and I was like, okay, like I felt that same punch by her because she punches hard, and I was like, man, she knocked out Jessica, so and like I kind of wobbled her too, so I was like, okay, I can have that same style. I'm a little bit more, I'm not so fluid like Rose, but I start getting that whole mind game, like, man, but I'm not like any of these girls. How I'm gonna do that movement? How I'm gonna do this and that?
Yeah, you get in your head.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking about doing is just watching the fights that they lost.
That's good.
But when I was
Yeah.
because you can learn because you
He's
don't
all
see them
laughing.
winning. He don't understand it. Like,
I don't understand it, but it's funny when he says it because I just could see him saying
yeah,
that on
because
Instagram.
you don't want to see them winning. You don't want to see them winning. You want to see how they lost anyway.
Yeah.
But at that time, Vanderlei hadn't lost a fight in 5 years.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
then the first time I fought him, he hadn't lost a fight in 5 years. So where I'm going to see this at?
Was it like YouTube?
No, it was YouTube wasn't even around back then.
Yeah, right?
I'm old. I'm a dinosaur. I had a
giving you these little
VH.
jabs.
Somebody made me a VHS.
No way.
Man, this is like early 2000. I fought.
VHS.
Yeah. This is like, I fought Vanderlei the first time. I'm bad with time, but this had to been like over 16, 17, 18 years ago. The first
Wait,
time.
was it like Blockbuster stuff? Do you remember Blockbuster?
Yeah, I remember Blockbuster.
But they didn't have fights at Blockbuster.
No,
see
somebody
Rampage
made. I
going
think
in a
somebody made the
Blockbuster.
tape. I think somebody made the tape for me. or something.
Oh, cool. That's sick.
Listen, all I have to say is the fact that you kind of made some time for us during camp, your family, your dad, your team come through here, the JAXXON podcast. Obviously, we're doing this for the MMA community. It's amazing to watch Rampage be able to interview legends like yourself, future champions, and me kind of sit here and listen to these stories. I'm a huge MMA fan, huge boxing fan, and we're doing this obviously for the community. But what you're doing for the fans and what you're doing for the community is without a doubt unreal. You guys are paving the way for young females in the future to feel strong about themselves, go out there and beat people up. So salute to that. I have two little sisters. They love watching fights.
sick.
They love watching you fight. So I think it's also amazing to watch what you do for the future generation. So that's one thing I hope that you guys get enough credit for. And I just want to say we appreciate you big time for coming on here, especially Rampage, you know, being the champ and being able to kind of have these conversations with people. That's what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me. It was great. I mean, I know my dad was like, hey, you got to get my daughter, you know, proud dad, you know.
Yeah,
so really
yeah.
thank you so much for having
That's
me.
crazy.
And
That is good.
I saw you at the gym, like, man, got to get
Yeah,
a
I know.
picture with you. You
Hey,
know?
I
It's
know.
like, man.
When your dad asked you, did it embarrass you a little bit when he asked you? Be honest.
Yes, of
I
course.
knew it. You're like,
I'm like, Dad, stop. You know,
What,
and I was
what
like,
happened?
no, we was leaving the gym. Her dad was like, "Hey, get her on the podcast. Get her on the podcast." I was thinking about something that had something else to do. Then I stopped. I said, "You know what? I had been telling her. I said, man, I want to get some of these female fighters on here." And you know, perfect for you, the first one. You know, you're tough. And my manager is your manager, correct? Tiki. Ghost?
Tiki, yeah. That's why we're at the same place. That's
So I was
cool.
like, it's a no-brainer.
Cool.
Yeah,
No,
one
thank
thing you
guys.
gotta have a blessing that you have a dad and family that supports you and
For
pushes
sure.
for you, because that's something I think everybody wish they had.
100%.
No matter how embarrassed you get.
Oh yeah, you know.
Sometimes I go out, they always think Rampage is my dad. I go, no, it's just my friend.
Yeah.
It's my friend. Yeah. I go, Rampage, stop hitting on the girls I'm with. Come on, bro. They think you're my dad.
Man, yeah, like my dad, we go out or something, go party. My dad, like, you know, hitting on the girls and stuff. He's
No.
like, no, do you know my daughter? You know, he like uses me. Like, yeah, she's like, yeah, we can come back. You can train with her. I'm like, Dad, stop using me to get the girls. You know, it's so funny.
That's a good
nice.
answer.
I
Yes.
need that.
Yeah, that's a
Right,
good
bro.
tactic. That's a good tactic.
It was cool. Thank you guys.
No, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for joining us. It's been real. It's been real. Thank you. Hey, this has been another JAXXON podcast with your boy Rampage JAXXON and Bear. I can't say his last name. How you say it?
Degidio.
Degidio. And the special guest, the first female UFC fighter to ever step inside of the podcast, Mackenzie Megathon. What is it?
Mega chin.
Mega Chin Dern.
Is it Mega Chin?
Mega chin.
Mega Chin.
Yeah, good chin.
Yeah.
Don't forget, up to 50% off site-wide on JAXXON.com, plus free chain when you buy two. Biggest sale of the year. It just started, and we appreciate all the support. We're doing this for you guys. Leave a comment. Please let us know who you guys want to see next. Please show support. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. Thanks for coming.